हरे राम 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 हरे हरे।
हरे कृष्णा। जय राधा माधव जय कुंज बिहारी। जय राधा माधव जय कुंज बिहारी। जय राधा माधव जय कुंज बिहारी। जय जय गोपी जनवल्लभा जय गिरिवरधारी। जय गिरिवरधारी। जय गोपी जनवल्लभा जय गिरिवरधारी। जय गिरिवरधारी। जय यशोदनन्दना जय व्रजजनरञ्जना। जय व्रजजनरञ्जना। जय जय यमुनतीरावनचारी जय कुंज बिहारी। 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 जय जय राधा माधव जय कुंज बिहारी। जय जय गोपीजन वल्लभा जय गिरिवरधारी जय गिरिवरधारी जय जय यशोदनन्दना जय व्रजजनरञ्जना जय व्रजजनरञ्जना जय यशोदना जय व्रजजनरञ्जना जय व्रजजनरञ्जना जय यमुनतिरावनचारी जय कुञ्ज बिहारी जय यमुनतिरा जय राधा माधव जय कुञ्ज बिहारी जय जय राधा माधव जय कुंज बिहारी जय श्री श्री राधा माधव की जय श्री श्री रुक्मिणी द्वारकाधीश की जय श्री श्री जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रा महारानी की जय श्री श्री गौरनिताय की जय ग्रंथराज श्री श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय शील प्रभुपाद की जय शील गुरुदेव की जय अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय हिताय गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि 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 बोल वांछकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः हरे कृष्णा So we are reading from 3:7:21 no? 3:27:21 sorry this is Kand 27th chapter and 21st verse, right? Is it up there? Very nice. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत् नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तम श्लोके भक्तिर्भवती नैष्टिकी श्री भगवानुवाच अनिमित्त निमित्तेन स्वधर्मेणामलात्मना तीव्रया मयि भक्त्या च श्रुतसंभृतया चिरम् श्री भगवानुवाच अनिमित्त निमित्तेन स्वधर्मेणामलात्मना तीव्रया मयि भक्त्या च श्रुतसंभृतया चिरम्। प्रभु श्रीभगवानुवाच अनिमित्तनिमित्तेन स्वधर्मेणामलात्मना तीव्रया मयि भक्त्या च श्रुतसंभृतया चिरम्। श्रीभगवानुवाच अनिमित्तनिमित्तेन स्वधर्मेणामलात्मना तीव्रया मयि भक्त्या च श्रुतसंभृतया चिरम्। श्रीभगवानुवाच अनिमित्तनिमित्तेन स्वधर्मेणामलात्मना तीव्रया मयि भक्त्या च श्रुतसंभृतया चिरम्। माताजी। श्रीभगवानुवाच अनिमित्तनिमित्तेन स्वधर्मेणामलात्मना तीव्रया मयि भक्त्या च श्रुतसंभृतया चिरम्। Sri Bhagavan Vacha, the Supreme Personality of Godhead said, Animitta nimittena, without desiring the fruits of activities. Swadharmena, by executing one's prescribed duties. Amala Atmana, with a pure mind. Tivraya, serious. Mayi, unto me. Bhaktya, by devotional service. Cha, and Shruta, hearing. Sambhritaya, endowed with. Chiram, for a long time. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace Abhay Charana Aravinda Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki. Please repeat the translation. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, one can get liberation by seriously discharging devotional service unto me, and thereby hearing for a long time about me or from me. By thus executing one's prescribed duties, there will be no reaction, and one will be freed from the contamination of matter. Purport, please hear. Sridhar Swami comments in this connection that by association with material nature alone, one does not become conditioned. Conditional life begins only after one is infected by the modes of material nature. Very important point. If someone is in contact with the police department, that does not mean that he is a criminal. As long as one does not commit criminal acts, even though there is a police department, he is not punished. Similarly, the liberated soul is not affected, although he is in the material nature. Even the Supreme Personality of Godhead is supposed to be in association with material nature when he descends, but he is not affected. One has to act in such a way that in spite of being in the material nature, he is not affected by contamination. Although the lotus flower is in association with water, it does not mix with water. That is how one has to live, as described here by the Personality of Godhead, Kapila Deva, Animitta Nimittena Swadharmena Amalatmana. One can be liberated from all adverse circumstances simply by seriously engaging in devotional service. How this devotional service develops and becomes mature is explained here. In the beginning, one has to perform his prescribed duties with a clean mind. Clean consciousness means Krishna consciousness. One has to perform his prescribed duties in Krishna consciousness. There is no necessity of changing one's prescribed duties. One simply has to act in Krishna consciousness. In discharging Krishna conscious duties, one should determine whether by his professional or occupational duties, Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, is satisfied. In another place in the Bhagavatam, it is said, Swanushtistasya dharmasya sansiddhir haritoshanam. Everyone has some prescribed duties to perform, but the perfection of such duties will be reached only if the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Hari, is satisfied by such actions. For example, Arjuna's prescribed duty was to fight, and the perfection of his fighting was tested by the satisfaction of Krishna. Krishna wanted him to fight, and when he fought for the satisfaction of the Lord, that was the perfection of his professional devotional duty. On the other hand, when contrary to the wish of Krishna, he was not willing to fight, that was imperfect. If one wants to perfect his life, he should discharge his prescribed duties for the satisfaction of Krishna. One must act in Krishna consciousness, for such action will never produce any reaction. Animitta nimittena. This is also confirmed in Bhagavad Gita, Yajñārtāt karmano nyatra. All activities should be performed simply for yajna or the satisfaction of Vishnu. Anything done otherwise without the satisfaction of Vishnu or yajna produces bondage. So here it is also prescribed by Kapila Muni that one can transcend material entanglement by acting in Krishna consciousness, which means seriously engaging in devotional service. The serious devotional service can develop by hearing for long periods of time. Chanting and hearing is the beginning of the process of devotional service. One should associate with devotees and hear from them about the Lord's transcendental appearance, activities, disappearance, instructions, etc. There are two kinds of Shruti or scripture. One is spoken by the Lord and the other is spoken about the Lord and his devotees. Bhagavad Gita is the former and Srimad Bhagavatam the later. One must hear these scriptures repeatedly from reliable sources in order to become fixed in serious devotional service. Through engagement in such devotional service, one becomes freed from the contamination of Maya. It is stated in the Srimad Bhagavatam that hearing about the Supreme Personality of Godhead cleanses the heart of all contamination caused by the influence of the three modes of material nature. By continuous regular hearing, the effects of the contamination of lust and greed to enjoy or lord it over material nature diminish. And when lust and greed diminish, one then becomes situated in the mode of goodness. This is the stage of Brahman realization or spiritual realization. In this way, one becomes fixed on the transcendental platform. Remaining fixed on the transcendental platform is liberation from material entanglement. Jai Srila Prabhupada Transcendental Purports Ki Jai. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupakada Mahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guroho Shri Yutapada Kamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakanvitamscha. He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhyevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Mukham Karoti Vachalam Pangundangayate Girim Yatkrupa Tamaham Mande Shri Gurun Dinatarinam Shri Paramananda Madhavam Shri Chaitanya Mishwaram Om Vishnu Pada Shrimate Mahaprabhu Om Vishnu Pada Shrimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Namne Namaste Saraswate Gauravani Picharani Nirvishay Shunyavadi Paschata Deshatar. Hare Krishna Prabhus, Hare Krishna Matajis. So nice to see you all. Feel like being Vaikuntha, as it is Dwarka anyway, Vaikuntha Dham, and devotees make it even more Vaikuntha. Nice to see you there, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. So, I understand that from Shri Gaur Prabhu that in our daily reading at 11 o'clock, who is there as part of the reading group? Yes, Prabhu, you are there now. So, you take that particular day's verse and read further, right? So, I bet you this will take at least minimum a week to discuss in those, in your, I mean to say the deep discussion classes. So much is inside this, that Prabhupada has poured his heart out inside this verse. The verse itself is just 4 lines, you see. And if Prabhupada has to given 4 paragraphs and translation word for word, each one of them can go for hours and days. So much is inside this verse. As it is, this particular chapter is such a beautiful chapter, because you see this Devahuti Kapil Samvad, it starts immediately after Kardama Muni retiring, right? Devahuti comes and requests Kapil Muni to share the knowledge, to enlighten her. Because she is depressed, she is distressed with the pain of separation from her husband, what to do, all those things are there. So, when Kapil Muni starts describing about glories of devotional service, actually every one of Devahuti's questions are worth the weight in gold. If you go through those questions only, you will be really amazed, because she puts all these questions which are relevant even now and even millions of years later. That is why Bhagavatam is so special. Every question that Vidura puts in, every question Parikshit Maharaj puts in, or every question say Uddhava puts in, or later you see others like say Prachina Barhi, then Rahugana, anybody in any chapter you take, they are all worth weight in gold. And you can write a separate Bhagavatam for each one of those questions. So there are total around, we counted about 400 odd questions in total Bhagavatam, 420, 30 some odd questions. So you take one question and you can, for whole year, you can just discuss the answer for that one question only. Where do you have 465 years to discuss all the questions? Huh? So now we can see how the sages were discussing Bhagavatam for 1000 years non-stop, right? For us, 1 hour itself is a big achievement. But and that too within that 1 hour, without sleeping, without dozing off, without checking WhatsApp messages, without getting phone calls. It's really a challenge. So that's why we put all the phones and everything in D&D mode, do not disturb mode. When we are in the class or chanting or attending. So this particular verse, before this, we have to understand, this is actually Krishna is starting to speak as a response to a question that Devahuti Mata is putting just before this. She is asking a question and substantiating it with the next 2 shlokas, that is 18, 19 and 20. Verse number 18, 19 and 20. ये 3 श्लोक देवहूति माता पूछती है, तो उसमें पहले श्लोक में वो बोलती है, this is the, that's why I said this shloka is to be meditated, this question itself has to be meditated for a long time. Sutta Samprataya Chiram, it is said, no? तो बहुत देर तक इसके ऊपर विचार करना है हमको. We have to meditate on this one shloka. Just listen to this question. There, I am coming to the connection here with a couple of other places also, because Bhagavatam is fully what do you call filled with this philosophy. The answer to this question and the answer to this question. That is all the philosophy is about. See what she is telling. Devahuti inquired, my dear Brahmana, I am reading verse 18. My dear Brahmana, does material nature ever give release to the spirit soul? कभी वो ये भौतिक ये सो जो प्रकृति है ना, वो आत्मा को छोड़ता है? Does it release? Since one is attracted to the other eternally, how is there separation possible? एक दूसरे का जो संबंध है वो बहुत सालों से, बहुत युगों से हो रहा है. तो how is it possible for this body to be separated from the soul, or soul from be separate? देखिए हम अब बैठे रहे हैं, तो we cannot just like that. अब तो हम घर से बाहर आए हैं, उसको ताला लगा के हम आ गए। ऐसे हम ये शरीर से आत्मा बाहर जा सकता है क्या? ताला लगा के जा सकता है? मेरे वापस आने समय तक यू नो बी केयरफुल, नो वी कैन नॉट डू दैट। तो दिस इज अ वेरी पावरफुल क्वेश्चन, है ना। नाउ वी हैव टू अंडरस्टैंड दैट दिस इज वन साइड ऑफ दिस एसोसिएशन बिटवीन आत्मा एंड शरीर। आत्मा और शरीर के बीच में जो संबंध होता है, दैट इज गोइंग फॉर अ लॉन्ग टाइम. So this is one side of the question that Devahuti is asking. There is another side of the question that is asked by Vidura to Maitreya in the same third canto, beginning in the 7th chapter. I will tell you I will read that translation to you. This 375. In this, what he is asking is, what Vidura is asking to Maitreya is, the pure soul is pure consciousness and is never out of consciousness. वो सदा वो अपने क्या कॉन्शियसनेस को क्या बोलते हैं? चेतना. चेतना चेतना सदा प्योर है, बहुत पवित्र है. ओके, either due to is never out of consciousness, either due to circumstances, time, situation, dreams or other causes. ये कभी भी उनका वो चेतना वो बदलता नहीं या खराब नहीं होता. How then does he become engaged in nescience? You understood two part of it. It's like part 1 and part 2. Right? Vidura is asking the part 1 question, Devahuti is asking the part 2 question. Part 1 is what? ये आत्मा तो सदा चेतना परिशुद्ध है, पवित्र है. वो अगर इस दुनिया में आ जाएगा फिर भी वो शुद्ध ही रहता है आत्मा. लेकिन वो कैसे ये शरीर के अंदर जाने के बाद ये नेसेंस वो अज्ञान में फंसा हुआ है. So it can never happen. That is the Vidura's side of question. But now what Devahuti is telling is, after getting in, it can never come out. So how can it ever come out? You understood how they both are talking? Now to top it off, Uddhava is asking Krishna in Uddhava Gita a beautiful question, which is also related to this. This is part 3. Now that is 11:28:10. This sloka, in this beautiful question he is asking, Shri Uddhava said, "My dear Lord, it is not possible for this material existence to be the experience of either the soul, who is the seer, or of the body, which is the seen object." Let me read it again. My dear Lord, it is not possible for this material existence to be the experience of either the soul, who is a seer, or of the body, which is the seen object. ये भौतिक ये जो अनुभव होता है ना, एग्जिस्टेंस, इसका अनुभव हम करते हैं, वो ये बॉडी शरीर एक्सपीरियंस नहीं कर सकता, अनुभव नहीं कर सकता, क्योंकि ये तो जड़ है, है ना. और on the other hand, the spirit soul is innately endowed with perfect knowledge. ये तो आत्मा तो शरीर, ये तो आत्मिक है ना. तो it can never, it's like water and oil. It cannot experience the bhautik sukh dukh etc. Right? So he's saying, on the other hand, the spirit soul is innately endowed with perfect knowledge, and on the other hand, the material body is not conscious. इसमें तो चेतना नहीं है. ये तो चेतना है इसमें, लेकिन वो इस दुनिया के अनुभव नहीं कर सकता. It cannot experience the this world's experiences. Then he is asking, to whom then does this experience of material existence pertain? Who is experiencing this material thing? I am feeling hungry. Is this body's experience or is it Atma's experience? We have to ask this question before you take prasadam. Then that will determine how much you are taking during the prasadam. When you are going to sleep, is it the Atma wanting to sleep or the body wanting to sleep? Body has no chetana. So it doesn't matter to body whether you are sleeping or not. ये जैसा है ये अगर ये क्या ये सब चेयर टेबल ये सब सोता है क्या या जागता है क्या? नहीं. तो we have to see this question, who is asking in this world? And for the benefit of all of us, these three great souls, and many more are also asking, I am just giving 3 examples only. Throughout Bhagavatam, this question is the basis. This is the foundation of our entire spiritual discussions. First of all, we have to understand who is this experience belonging to. What a beautiful question. To whom then does this experience of material existence pertain? Even Avanti Brahmana also asked the same question to himself. So then, but the beautiful thing is, Bhagavatam gives answer to all these 3 questions. That's the beauty. And you know one thing, there is a secret I will tell you. In Bhagavatam, normally one shloka is not repeated twice, but there is one shloka that is repeated twice. That is spoken by Lord Shiva in his Rudra Gita, in his prayers to Krishna, 4:24-66. Pramattam ucchair iti kritya chintaya pravruddha lobam vishayeshu lalasam tam apramattah sahasabhipadyase kshulle lihano hirivakhumantakah. This shloka is repeated in Muchukunda's prayers in the 10th canto also, in 51st chapter or something. 10:51-49 I think the number. So this shloka is the only shloka that is repeated word for word in Bhagavatam twice. 2 people repeat. Okay, one is mad person, he keeps repeating the same thing. Right? We've seen mad people, no? They will repeat after some time, or they who are like mentally little bit lost, no? They will forget and they will repeat the same thing again, correct? So 2 people repeat what they said. One is mad person, another is the most intelligent person. Vyasadeva is not mad. So he repeats. Okay. So this verse is repeated twice. This is a prayer that is repeated twice. But one shloka is repeated 5 times exactly word for word in Bhagavatam. And that verse is the answer to all these 3 questions. Imagine how much importance this particular question is. It is asked again and again in different ways by Devahuti, by Vidura, by Vidava, by I think who will ask? Rahugana asks a similar question to Jada Bharata. So it's all asked in similar this thing. But the answer to this question, where it comes, exactly word for word it is repeated 5 times. I will tell you the numbers of the verses. 11, 28, 13. This is the answer when Uddhava asks Krishna, Krishna is giving this answer. Then 3, 27, 4. This is in this chapter. The same chapter, it verse is coming. Then 4, 29, 35. This is there also, it is there. I think it's in the area where Prachetas and Narad Muni, Prachina Barhis thing. 4, then in that same chapter it is repeated twice, 4, 29, 35 and 4, 29, 73. Then 11, 22, 56. Only in one place that verse, the second half is little different, but you can say 4.5 times it is repeated. And then there is one more verse, 10, 54, 48, which is very, the verse is different, but very similar meaning. And in the purport, Prabhupada, this same verse is repeated. So many times if this verse is repeated, how much more important it might be. So Vyasadeva wants us to hit it on our head. So what is that verse? We have to know, right? So this one verse, if Vyasadeva is repeating 5 times, we should learn it by heart. Correct? Because that's the answer to Devahuti's question. That's the answer to Vidura's questions. Right? Let's recite this verse. This verse, we can take it from any one of these. 11, 28, 13 maybe you can take. In this verse, I will repeat this verse. I will read, you can repeat after me. Arte hi avidyamanepi, arte hi avidyamanepi, sansrutirna nivartate, dhyayato vishayanasya, swapne anartagamo yatha. Again, once more we'll recite. Arte hi avidyamanepi, sansrutirna nivartate, dhyayato vishayanasya, swapne nartagamo yatha. So So we'll read the translation and please repeat. You will understand what it means. Actually, the living entity is transcendental to material existence. But because of his mentality of lording it over material nature, his material existential condition does not cease. And just as in a dream, he is affected by all sorts of disadvantages. This is the answer to that question. Now it looks like philosophical, it's very simple. What he is trying to say is, whatever you are experiencing is simply dream. That's the whole conclusion of Bhagavatam. Where we are thinking that, if without sleep I cannot live. Prabhupada wrote books which just half an hour, 1 hour sleep. Our Goswamis were not even sleeping. For many days together they were continuously chanting and writing so many beautiful shastras. How were they able to control sleep? Because they came out of the bodily existence. So this mentality of lording it over material nature, ये जो प्रभुता बोलते हैं ना, I want to lord it over. Where is it coming from? It is not coming from the body. Body तो जड़ है. And it is not coming from Atma. Atma is pure. Its Chetana is pure. So in between there is one villain hiding, sitting, and who is creating all this dramabaji, and he doesn't show himself outside also. Body you can see, but that guy you cannot see. Who is that? Who is that? False ego. Mind to parishuddha hai. If it is engaged in Krishna service, mind is natural capacity is to serve. Bhagavatam says. But this mind somehow gets friendship with this false ego. With this false ego, where it exists, nobody knows. Because it is false. Ego means edging God out. That is what his ego means. So that false ego is edges God out slowly. Bhagwan ko bahar bhej deta hai, फेंक देता. Or he wants only our body related things. He wants that only. And that experience that you are getting out of false ego, it is all dream. Sapna jaisa hai wo. और ये प्रभुता है ना, is very beautiful shloka is there. You must be knowing this. लघुता से प्रभुता मिले, प्रभुता से प्रभु दूर, चींटी मिश्री चुन ले, जग डारे गज डारे जग दूर. Understood the meaning, na? Laghuta se prabhuta mile. When we are laghu means when we are humble, this body weight is because of the Atma doesn't have weight. It's the body that has the weight, right? The more we go closer to Atma, the more we become lighter, we become light. So laghuta se prabhuta mile. When we are humble, when we become humble in our attitude, in our approach and behavior and everything, prabhuta mile, everybody respects us. Prabhuta se Prabhu dur. The more I become Ghamand, like lording it over, Prabhu Krishna goes far away. So when Krishna goes far away, everybody goes away from us. Right? And then he gives a beautiful example. Chinti Mishri Chunde. This ant is so small, anybody can step on it. This elephant can easily step on it. Without even knowing it can step on it. But it is running after the sugar candy, Mishri. And Gaj Dar Jagadur means this Gaja means elephant. What it does, Hathi, वो मिट्टी को फेंक देता है अपने ऊपर. It just puts मिट्टी on itself. What is the use of becoming big if you don't even know how to clean yourself? Right? If at all you want to bathe, you can go to Vrindavan, Mayapur, and then bathe in the dust of the dams, right? But we are just running after the dust here. So this lording it over, these two things Kapil Muni repeats again and again in this chapter. One is false proprietorship, second thing is lording it over. Anything that I see around, I think it is mine and I want to control it. Lording it over means control. है ना, सब कुछ मेरे कंट्रोल में होना चाहिए. मैं खुद का कोल्ड कफ मैं कंट्रोल नहीं कर सकता. खुद का जो डाइजेशन है वो मैं कंट्रोल नहीं कर सकता. मैं डॉक्टर के पास दौड़ता हूँ. एंड हाउ आई कैन कंट्रोल ऑल द पीपल अराउंड. Right? So this is why we have to understand the reality. Nobody is in, we cannot control anybody. As Prahlad Maharaj is telling to Hiranyakashipu, the only person whom you should control is your mind. No one else is your enemy. Only is your mind is your enemy. So this is the first point we should understand about this question itself. That is why our Shastras say Uttishta, Jagrata, two things. Uttishta and Jagrata. Uttishta means getting up from bed. You can get up from bed and do whatever you want. But Jagrata is more important. Wake up to the reality of the life. And why is he saying Jagrata? Prapya varan nibodhata. Prapya varan is a huge thing it is. It encompasses a huge meaning. What is it? Prapya varan means you got this human body, that is Prapya varan. You have got the association of devotees, Prapya varan. You have got the opportunity to serve, Prapya varan. You have opportunity to go around and preach and give Krishna to others in the form of books, in the form of so many sevas. Just now we completed giving Krishna in the form of Damodar. Now we have Krishna. We have to give Krishna in the form of Shastras. Prabhupada is going into everybody's house, right? So we do this to everybody. So this is how we give Krishna to others. That way we Uttishta, Jagrata, Prapya varan nibodhata. You have to do it, don't delay. The delay in taking up to devotional service or delay in executing devotional service is the greatest disaster in our life. Every single second that we are delaying is the greatest disaster. Bhagavatam is there. I have so many other things. Here on WhatsApp message is coming or some Facebook post is coming. Bhagavatam is there. Somebody is talking something from there. Where is my mind going to, hand going to? That determines where my consciousness is, Prapya varan nibodhata. Then why he is telling that way? Kshurasya dara nishita duratyaya. This is what Prabhupada always said. This world is like walking on a razor's edge. The spiritual life is like a knife edge, So Kshurasya dara, very sharp it is. We cannot just say, oh, I did Mangalarti one day, tomorrow I can go and have whatever I want. No, then immediately it will cut. All the years of Mangalarti will not come to your support when we go out and enjoy all material enjoyments. In other words, they will just wait for you to come back. We will get all thokar kana, everything will happen, all slipper shots, everything will get, and then we will come back. We'll wait for that. Krishna will wait for that. So this is the important point we should understand, these two things, mentality of lording it over and false proprietorship. कोई हमारे चीज नहीं है. There is nothing in this world that belongs to us. We only belong to others. We belong to Krishna. So this is Durgam patastat kavayo vadanti. It's very, very difficult path. So better get up, wake up and take this process seriously and execute the business in this life itself. Who knows in the next life what we will come out as. So that is why in the answer to this question, so we are talking about question only till now. This verse is the starting point of the answer. Animitta nimittena swadharmena amala atmana. Kapil Muni is so beautiful in his answer. He is starting off from ground zero. He is not telling, oh no, come on, you just leave everything, go to the forest, come and do nothing. He simply says, Animitta nimittena. Animitta means giving up the sense of proprietorship or mentality of enjoying that particular thing. Animitta means not after the fruity mentality. Oh, I want to enjoy, I want to enjoy. I am working so hard. मैं इतना मुश्किल से काम करता हूँ, मुझे फल दो मिलता है, उसको मैं क्या अनुभव नहीं कर सकता हूँ क्या? आनंद नहीं ले सकता हूँ? This is what we think. But Krishna is telling you can enjoy, but the problem is there is a risk of you falling away from it. So wait for it, I will make you enjoy. Right? You come here and do the same thing, you will enjoy it better. Give it to me and I will give you back. That will be free of sins. Right? The same Lakshmi you earn from your salary, we come and give it to Krishna, some part, and then we go out, we go with a peaceful mind. But if it's that same Lakshmi, I go with my team and my teammates or some friends and go out for some outing or lunch or pub or this and that, then there is every chance of us getting into that as a habit, isn't it? So we have to be very careful. That is why Animitta Nimittena. In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna uses the same word to Arjuna. Who knows that verse? Nimitta matram bhavasavya sachin. He is saying Nimitta matram, you become an instrument. You are a great expert, I know, but still you just be my instrument. I am having some plan to do. Now your job is only to abide by my plan. Abide by your plan, everything will be all right. So Krishna tells us nimitta. Here he is adding one more phrase before that. Animitta nimittena. Be an instrument. Okay? But animitta instrument. Be animitta instrument. See, beautiful words this. Animitta nimittena. Animitta means whatever activity you are doing, don't run after the results. Don't even think about the result. Just keep doing your activity. Automatically they will come. The only way you can do that is by enjoying that activity. Our problem is, whenever we are bored with the activity, our eyes look into the fruits. Phal ke paas hamare, our vision goes there, isn't it? But when you keep on enjoying, you don't have to look into the phal at all. Prabhupada wrote Bhagavad Gita 2 times. He wrote the first Bhagavad Gita when he was a grahastha at home, right? And his wife sold it off for tea biscuits, right? Frankly speaking, that whoever sold the tea biscuit, that tea biscuit wala, he would have gone back to Golok Vrindavan if he had read that. Right? So he wrote that. But he could have, Prabhupada wrote Bhagavad Gita, he did not feel disappointed. 700 words, someone writing purports and words and everything. How much it is? But after that he again wrote. Right? And then it was published as we are all distributing that copy now. It's become so famous. And towards like about 76 or so, one of the devotees came and asked Prabhupada, Prabhupada, you have written Bhagavad Gita, you have written Bhagavatam, you have written Chaitanya Charitamrita, and so many other books. Now, which book you want to write on Prabhupada? Prabhupada said Bhagavad Gita. I was surprised. Prabhupada, you have already written Bhagavad Gita. No, I can write 100 Bhagavad Gitas more. There is one Jiva Goswami commentary I can write, there is one Vishwanath Chakravarti commentary I can write, one Baldev Vidyabhushan I can write. So many Acharyas commentaries are there, each one of them I can take and give more and more. In other words, Prabhupada was so much absorbed in writing Bhagavad Gita that he didn't care whether, that phal, he is not worried about that phal. He was just enjoying that writing Bhagavad Gita. Right? And we enjoy distributing Bhagavad Gita. Of course, you should enjoy reading Bhagavad Gita also. That will only please Prabhupada more. So this Animitta Nimittena, but it is added one more, what do you call that, adjective, one more special quality is added to this Animitta Nimittena. Swadharmena. This Swadharma is the key word, but this has to be done in 3 important ways. Animitta, Nimittena, Amala Atmana. These 3 words nowhere else he is using. No, you can always say, I become instrument, but your all contaminated mind you will still have. But he is saying Amala Atmana. You should be extremely Amala Atmas. We should have a very pure mind while we are doing our prescribed duties. It's not only during devotional service. We are not devotees only in the temple. We have devotees everywhere. Devotee everywhere doesn't mean only putting tilak, dhoti, kurta, kantimala. No. Devotee means the consciousness devotee. The consciousness the consciousness is purified by our constant Shruta Samprataya Chiram. That's why he is giving the answer to that. First line he said, you have to do like this. How you will achieve that? That is in the next 2 lines. Right? Animitta Nimittena, Swadharmena, Amala Atmana. Right? Tivraya Mai Bhaktyacha, Shruta Sampratayacham. When you do Tivra Bhakti and you always continuously hear about all these transcendental subject matter, then automatically you will achieve Animitta, Nimittena and Amala Atmana of your Swadharma. Right? So this consciousness, by chanting, hearing continuously, what is that? Jagat Pavitram Pragranita Karhichit. Sanctify the atmosphere of the whole universe. Prabhupada writes like that. Right? This atmosphere is not just some air here, there's somewhere else some bad smell is there, somewhere else some good smell is there. That's not the atmosphere. Atmosphere is actually the consciousness, it's a space. Actually, this atmosphere comes from the word atmosphere. It's Atma, Atma has its sphere of influence. They call it circle of influence, no? Circle of influence for a 2D dimension. Atma is beyond 3D, right? So it's a sphere of influence. So this Atma, it has its purity. And the more you increase the purity of its consciousness, the more it will touch so many other souls and purify us also. That's what Prabhupada did. He expanded his atmosphere, right? Sanctifying the atmosphere of the whole universe. He could do it. We can also do that, right? So this is what Sutta Samprataya Chiram actually means. Now, regarding prescribed duties, Krishna gives very clearly, logically, to answer to Arjuna in Bhagavad Gita also. Prabhupada refers to one of those slokas, that is Yajñartat Karmanaha Anyatra Lokayam Karma Bandhanaha. That sloka he says in this purport. But the verses prior to that are very, very beautiful. He is saying Niyatam Kuru. Kuru word in Sanskrit does not mean please do, I beg you to do. No. Krishna orders. He has no time to beg and all there in the battlefield. Kuru, he says. Niyatam means daily you do. Kuru, your duty. Niyatam Kuru karmatvam. Your karma you do. By doing your duty only you can get rid of the duty. Karma jayohi akarmanaha. Sharira yatrapi chate. Na prasiddhyat akarmanaha. This sharira has its yatra. It looks like this body is sitting. But this 45 minutes or 1 hour that we are all sitting here, it has travelled 45 minutes of distance. It has reached from here to Gurgaon or here to maybe Nizamuddin or wherever. I mean, just giving like if you suppose go in car, you would have reached this distance, isn't it, this body, right? But it has aged that much. So that travel is there, Sharira Yatra. So don't think that when I am sleeping, I am not travelling. When you are sleeping, like in the train, when you are sleeping, you are travelling. You are sleeping at home also, we are travelling in our Ayushka Yatra. So this yatra is going on. Sharira yatra pichate na prasiddhyed akarmanaha. This body will not be prasiddhi by not doing any activity. Sometimes we get disturbed that, this in the office they are squeezing me, in the house it is so much of work I am doing, nobody is respecting me, nobody is appreciating my work and all these things, I will just share some interesting example. Some 18, 19 years ago, I had just returned from the US and I started working in India, in Chennai. So in US the timing is all very sane, 8 to 5. After 5, they will not pick up the phone. And if you call, you can't call them on weekends and all. Weekends mein to hum call nahi kar sakte. They will literally fire you if you call them on weekends. Only timing is 8 to 5, Monday to Friday. But once I came here, man, I was working like hell. The work starts at 9 o'clock in the morning and we work till night 8, 9 o'clock and all that, and then it goes on further. Then all night, because the client was in the eastern side, the Asia Pacific side, so they will come very early in the morning, 5 o'clock itself. So we had to work till 4 o'clock in the morning, almost 5 o'clock. And then I go home, 25 kilometers ride. I will go home and I will see my mother putting the rangoli in the front of home. And then I go, sleep for 2 hours, again drive another 25 kilometers to the office. For 6 months I was working like this. And in between Maharaj will call me, my spiritual master would call me. And Kalacakra, how are you doing? Maharaj, this really squeezing my time. I'm hardly 4 hours only. I have at least Haridas Thakur was chanting Krishna's names. I am doing all nonsense. So you should not do this, Kalacakra. You get rid of this work. What is the use of this work, man? If money is not there, you can survive. But if body is gone, what will you do? Like this and all, he was giving all the advice. I said, yes, Maharaj, I want to give up on anything. So it went on for about 6 months, and one fine day I told Maharaj, I am almost kind of exhausted. I wanted to come and meet him. I said, forget about this job, man. If job goes, we can get another job. Body goes, who will get another body? So he said, you come. And I was thinking, Maharaj is supporting me so much. So I went to Rajkot and I enter Maharaj's room in the ashram. And Maharaj looks, I thought, while going, I was thinking, oh, Maharaj will empathize with me, you will feel, oh, you have lost your weight, you're looking very tired and all those things. I thought Maharaj will, empathize with me. And I go inside, as soon as he sees me, he says, hey, Kalacakra, you look so bright. I said, Maharaj, how am I bright? I am literally struggling like anything in my life. Then Maharaj said, no, this continuous work, it is keeping you prasiddhi. It's siddhi. It's keeping you active. So your body, the more this body is kept active, the more it will be bright. Right? How many hours of sleep that our brahmacharis and our devotees have? Hardly 3-4 hours, isn't it? But everybody looks like Vaikuntha man, like our Vishnu Dutas. We are all like that. They're glowing like anything. Why? Because the touch of Krishna is there. So this example really proved, it's look very simple, but then this is it taught a very big lesson for me, that ever since then, I never thought of, tiring out on work at all. Even if you go around preaching or some travel or something, some service, anything that you have to do, it is not that the office is giving me Lakshmi for doing preaching work, isn't it? Does it give money for preaching work? I am giving you money for your preaching work 20%, for your home devotional service 20%, for your donation 20%. No. For the work that we are doing to that company, they are giving the salary, right? So for that we have to be honest. That is what Maharaj's point was. Prescribed duty, amala atmana, means doing the work honestly. That is the first thing. We cannot say, oh Prabhu, I have a Bhagavad Gita class sir, I have a Bhagavad Gita class to attend. I will come and work tomorrow. No. He will not do. Karma jayo hi akarmanaha. You have a deadline at 5 o'clock. You have to give it and then come. If you finish it, then the manager is not going to bother you when you are in your Bhagavad Gita Bhagavatam class. But if you don't do it, then he will make you sit till late night until you complete. No sundown. Sundown is not at 6 o'clock. Sundown is when you finish the work. That's how they do the work in all those countries. Sundown principle they call it. Sun is down when you finish the work. So this amala atmana is very important. First is animitena, that is without lordship. Now, see, when we talk about amala atmana, this is something where we really appreciate the beauty of these prescribed duties that Krishna is giving us. One side, when you do it with pure mind, you will be completely satisfied. The work may not give you remuneration. The work may not give you rewards. But you will come back satisfied that I have done the best. I have done whatever best I could give, I gave. So I will have a peaceful sleep. You understood the subtle thing, connection between our peaceful sleep and doing the work properly? Never ever you can have a peaceful sleep if you leave the work half done and come back without doing it properly, or do like a sloppy work of it. So we have to understand that whether it is studies or it's not just for professional work. That's why Prabhupada uses this beautiful term here in this verse. In one part, in the purport, he says, that was the perfection of his professional devotional duty. Right? This is a beautiful phrase Prabhupada is using. He has not used it anywhere else in Bhagavatam so much. Professional devotional duty. We should be very professional in our devotion. And we should be very devotional in our profession also. That is what it means. We are neither professional in our devotion nor devotional in our profession. Then we want prasadam all the time. And promotion and increments all the time. How will it work? A devoted person is always loved by the manager and the company. They will keep you. Even if they fire you, that's what Maharaj said. See, for some reason the company doesn't do well and you are fired from the company. You have lost the job. Doesn't matter. For your sincerity, somebody else will take you. So that is the most important thing we should know. For our sincerity, someone else will take us. Even in the worst case, we can do something ourselves. Sincerity and satisfied. These two things are very important. So for this Amala Atmana, I've learned a few things from my spiritual master and also reading through Prabhupada's books. We'll share some points. If time permits, few minutes. Each one of these points will take a lot of time to discuss. Time is there, huh? That's so nice of you all. But I have my prescribed duty also. my boss will be literally, cursing me if I go to. Little few minutes we can take and do. In case if I have that free time in our afternoon, later this thing, we can share much bit more detail into this. The first thing is that Amalatmana means we should never get attracted to the returns or fruits. Don't even look at that side also. Don't even look at that. Fruits may come, may not come. Returns, rewards may come, may not come. Don't look into it. Next thing, don't find shortcuts or illegal means to complete the activity. Do it honestly. Honesty in the work is actually devotional service. Honesty is the best policy, we say, no? So anything that happens, don't tell lies. If the manager asks something, like say, suppose yesterday we were discussing in one class, that if the manager asks us to do some illegal thing, you tell him, I'm sorry, it's against the organization policy. The manager may hate you, boss may hate you, but the company's thing, you will at least come out with a clean heart, with a satisfied heart, that I did not do something which will prick my heart, that I have done wrong. So we should never find illegal ways and means to achieve our goal. If by honest means we are able to achieve, so be it. If it is not possible to achieve by our honest means, it's okay. It's okay. Krishna will take care of it. Krishna will look at our honesty only. He will not look at whether I achieved my goal or not. Please let's be clear whether it is devotional activities or our other activities, prescribed duties, we should be very clear about it. Then the next, third point, if the results are not in our favor, simply accept it as Krishna's arrangement. This is again Amalatmana Swadharmena. Many times it may go against our wish, but see it's Krishna's hand in it. The fourth one, always see Krishna's hand in everything. Remember that he is watching us round the clock. He has 12 CIDs apart from himself to watch us over. You know the 12 CIDs, right? Yamaraj is telling those 12 CIDs in the 6th canto. Suryogne kam maruddevaha, soma sandhya aghni dishaha, kam kus swayam dharma iti, yetayor eva shakshinaha. These are all the 12 witnesses. Sun, moon, Agni, fire, kam, the sky, Marut, the air, Deva, all the Devtas, Soma, moon, Sandhya, evening time, Ahani, this daytime, night time, Dishaha, all directions, and Kamku Swayam Dharma iti. Then Super Soul himself is the witness. All these are 12 CIDs that are watching us over. So this is about our duty. So Krishna is continuously watching us over. Whether I am honest to whatever I am speaking, my act is also in line with what I am thinking, in line with what I am speaking. Everything Krishna is watching. So always see Krishna's hand in everything. It comes out successful, it's Krishna. If it fails, it's Krishna. Krishna wanted me to fail. Maybe I did not do it properly. I will improve next time. That is how it should be. Next point. When something pleasing or displeasing thing happens, see the person responsible for it only as an instrument or not the cause of our trouble. In prescribed duties, we have to work with so many people. Some people may work to our liking. Some people may not be to our liking. We see that many times in whether it is Brahmacharya ashram or Grihastha ashram, in all ashrams, this is there. Right? Krishna always puts people who are not in like with each other. Right? So, you don't see that person, hey, this is the person, because of him only my whole devotional service spoiled. I would have been lot more better devotee if this one was not in my life. Right? Nobody is the cause of the problem. Our own false ego mind is the problem. So don't see that. That is very important to have a smooth relationship in the prescribed duties, activities also. Next, whether remuneration comes or not, just keep doing the duty with full satisfaction. Don't be, remuneration may come, may not come, but always be fully satisfied. Real remuneration is Krishna's satisfaction. That is our real remuneration, not whatever little things that we are getting from. Right? It is a very important thing to note. Always remember that what you got as returns is more than what you deserve. This way we will be always satisfied. I am always thinking that hey, I deserve more. This company is giving me very less. Like so many these IT people have always come to me and complained that Prabhu, so many people are earning more, I am working like a dog, I am working like a donkey, they are giving me very less salary. To them I always told them, hey man, you look at those people who are carrying weight or those who are doing rickshaw in the street, they are carrying more weight than you and they are getting much lesser than you. So always see that when you don't have slippers in your leg, look at people don't have legs itself. Then they will be, you will feel you are far better. So frankly speaking, for our work, we don't deserve this much. We don't deserve this much at all. We are given a lot more than what we deserve. That thought will always keep us away from the fruity mentality. Then the next point, whether you get reward for your work or not, it is immaterial, because in this world everything is simply momentary and ephemeral. Even if you get some reward, say on the positive side, you get reward, immediately you will get, hey, I am walking 4 feet high, No, it will just be momentary. The next day you commit some mistake, that same boss who gave you reward, he will shout at you, he will fire you away. So it's not just one day I got it, then the whole life I am kind of like that. No, it's not possible. So in prescribed duties, always remember that this flip side is there on both sides. It's a flip side there. Then be loving and caring with everyone you work for and who works for you. Remember, without them we would not be able to do our duties well. It's very important. Even when we do prescribed duties, all right, we start thinking that I am the doer thing. Hey, without me this will not survive. This whole company is running because of my hard work, or this entire temple is running because of my service. We say, if only I am not there, who will do the puja for or arati for Rukmini Dwarkadish? Then Krishna will say, don't worry, few days I will keep you away and let me see. And you go 1 month away and you come back, or go 1 year away and come back, then the mandir is flourishing much better than you. Then we see, we are at the cause really. Right? Krishna just needs a little bit of time only to prove us. Then this is why it's very important to develop a loving relationship, everyone with whom we are. That is part of prescribed duty. Prescribed duty is simply, somebody is coming, sir, I have a doubt, can you please help me? Hey, no, I'm doing work. Man, you are supposed to help that person also. If you are not helping the other persons, how will you learn? Once Prabhupada said beautifully, we will discuss the next point and I will share that example. This point we should understand that they are all contributing to our duty, doing our duty well as well. The next point is always be free of envy and pride while doing prescribed duties. Always when you are doing prescribed duty, you look here and say, hey, this person is getting more rewards, envy. I am getting more than him, proud. No, these things will come. So be generous in teaching your knowledge and skills to others. This is part of the prescribed duty. Amalatmana swadharmena. Many times what you say, hey, I am doing all right, I have become expert in this. If I give this knowledge to someone else, then I will lose my importance. Never be insecure. Krishna, everyone has their place. Krishna has place for us also. For this, one nice example is there. Yamuna Mataji, we know, right? She was always cooking for Prabhupada. She written so many wonderful books. They are all the standard cookbooks for all over the world, not only ISKCON. So she was trained personally by Prabhupada. So she was always traveling, and whenever Prabhupada was going to all the places, she will cook for him. At one point, Prabhupada said to her that, Yamuna, you don't cook for, you teach someone else what you have learned from me. Then Prabhupada said, sorry, Yamuna Mataji was worried, wondering, why he is asking me to teach someone else? Why, Prabhupada? I am anyway there to cook for you. I am always traveling with you. So what is the issue? I can cook for you. So Prabhupada said, no, if you cook, it's fine. I have taught you something. If you don't teach to others, then you will develop envy and pride. Because you will become proud that I only know this better. And then if someone else is coming kind of equal to you or coming up, then you will start envying, seeing that person as a competition. And you will feel your position insecure, like our Indra. Right? This is the problem. So this example is very, very powerful to note for our own personal lives also. We teach by example, but we personally help them when they are doing something wrong or something, help them lovingly. Then they will also develop. So, but that when you are doing it now, doing the training thing and all, do it freely without any expectations. Because you always expect, hey, I teach you, you have to be surrendered to me for lifetime. You are my chela now. You know, I am your guru, you are my chela. Then that doesn't work at all with Krishna, right? So we have to be free of expectation. He may just forget about us and go and make his own thing. Let him do. How does it matter? When Prabhupada was doing, we started ISKCON, many devotees from his own disciples started their own movement. We know one famous Siddha Swarup Maharaj, somebody, he went and started his own movement. He said, Prabhupada, I respect you, but I am not able to align with everyone else. He said, okay, I want to start something on. Prabhupada was not pleased, but then he said, okay, if you want to do at least something, will go on. So he was not very worried, he was not insecure that, oh, you will become famous. No. If he becomes famous, like Narada Muni seeing Dhruva Maharaj going famous, he will become even more joyful, isn't it? Gunadikan mudam lipset. We should be joyful to see others progressing more than us. So this is a very important point also in Amalatmana Swadharmena. Then the next important thing is, put your heart and soul in your duties, prescribed duties. Love it like how you would love Krishna. This is what Maharaj said to us specifically. That it will be you will hate it like anything, because you will do so much work, still they will not respect you, acknowledge it. Or you have to do work for someone who is not, basic human also. All these things will be there. Dharmavyada, how he became the guru of, what is his name, Gautama Rishi. How did he become because of his doing his prescribed duties, even though he was a butcher by trade, he was a guru of this Gautama Rishi. He was going and serving his parents. अपने माँ बाप का सेवा किया उन्होंने, इसीलिए he was doing so perfectly, right? So that is very important. Love your work like how you will love Krishna. Then don't think that you are doing the work for your boss. Do it as an offering to Guru and Krishna. Sometimes the boss will be really terrible. You see when you see the work, that boss will be coming in front of your mind. So you forget about them. No, you think that you see that this work that we are doing is an offering to Guru and Krishna. You know, that is very, very important to note. Then do your duty immaculately using all your expertise. Don't do a hodgepodge work. ऐसे वैसे कुछ जुमलाबाजी वो सब we don't have to do. We have, or someone else's work we should not take credit of. We should give credit to others. Last point, be happy in others' success. And avoid seeing others around us as competition or hindrance. Nobody comes in our life or goes away from our life without Krishna's sanction. Anybody, today we are all sitting here. We are sitting here because of Rukmini Dwarkadish's sanction, Jagannath's sanction. We will go away because of their sanction. Right? So whatever time we are given is an opportunity to glorify Krishna. So through prescribed duties, by doing amalatmana, animitena, nimittena, swadharma, then we will be able to glorify Krishna. But in order to do that, tivrena mai bhaktyacha, sutta samprateyachiram. Like we are doing this hearing now. This is how Bhagavatam is entering into our consciousness. Whole day our consciousness will be, the foundation of our consciousness will be this particular verse. We will do it, every activity we will do with this bhav. And then our bhakti bhav bolte hain na, bhav kya hai bolte hain na. So fabric of our devotional service, Maharaj used to say, fabric of our devotional service has to be very fine in quality. Because bhav means we look at the quality of the cloth, and when the more the quality is finer, the more the bhav is higher, isn't it? So our quality of our bhakti bhav should be really intense. As a serious devotional service, seriously discharging devotional service unto me, thereby hearing for a long time about me or from me. So I stop here. I'm sorry I took a few minutes extra, but any comments, questions, Prabhus, Matajis? Thank you so much for patiently hearing. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. जय ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय, श्रील गुरुदेव की जय, गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि हरि. It's time, we will probably keep the questions for say another day maybe. Hari Bol.